Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the Art Family Room series and the quarantine, welcome to my show.
One, two, a one, two. Everyone in Cayo Hueso has been asking qué pasó con el guapo bongocero that once stole mi corazón. All the women he left crying, el solar won't be the same. The whole music scene is dying since he took la clave away. From a window comes the sound of a record that he made. Raca, raca, criquica comprao, sing the bongo, sing the air. And the street becomes a fiesta, y la fiesta never ends. Y los negros con los blancos dance together as they say. Ay, la banda nunca será la misma sin ti. Ay, la banda nunca será la misma sin ti. Bless me now, my dear San Lázaro. Someone heard him say out loud as he took off in a balsa with his friend El Babalao. In the kingdom of the waters, Yemaya, the only queen, will protect them in their journey, cause she likes that drummer's beat. ¡Ay, mi madre! ¡En Miami! 3 o 4 miles away. Raka, riki, krikiga, compring, and begins to celebrate. And the beach becomes a fiesta, y la fiesta never ends. Y los negros con los blancos dance together as they say. ¡Eva! ¡Ay! ¡Viene el carnaval! ¡Au! ¡Ay, ay, 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 ay! ¡Ay, La Habana bella! La Habana del alma y La Habana de mi cama. ¡Ay! La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. Sin ti, sin mí, sin mí, sin ti, sin Carlos Alfonso comiendo maní. Ay, La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. ¡Quiere! One, two, three, four. Que, wow! ¡Suéltame que me vengo! ¡Ay! La Habana. ¿Cómo? ¡Ay! La isla, mamita, la del embargo, donde no voy a morir, por la que sufro tanto. ¡Ay! La Habana. ¡Ay! La isla. Summertime and the living's not easy. Hey, La Habana. Ay, La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. No, no, no. La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. Que sí, que no, que sí. La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. Ay, La Habana nunca será la misma sin ti. Ahí nada más. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 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 oh. to do so. After watching you tonight, behaving like a fool, reminded me of Little Man, my hometown in Peru. 2 bottles of beer, the macho man comes through. I try to give you some advice. Keep your feet upon the ground. The devil in your eyes was staring at me down. When we drove back to my home, you tried to walk right in. Gonna stand right here before you and tell you how it is. Mi casa no es su casa. Mi casa no es su casa, es mi casa. Mi casa no es su casa. Y si no tiene casa, es su problema. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 why? Oh, 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 oh. You promised that you'd change, but I see through all your lies. You only hurt yourself, no one will hear your cries. Don't try to play with my esteem, I'm who I am with dignity. Careful of the words you say, with me they'll remain. I try to give you some advice and treat you like a man, but you don't wanna listen, you don't give a damn. It's time to say goodbye to your testosterone. All I can say is my house is not your home. Mi casa no es su casa. Mi casa no es su casa, es mi casa. Mi casa no es su casa. Y si no tiene casa, es su problema. Para papá tweede, para papá guaya, para papá tweede. Ship to do, what up to do. Para papá tweede, para papá para papá pide. Hey, ho. Mi casa no es su casa. Vamos a mí. Mi casa no es su casa. Mi casa no es su casa. Andas diciendo que yo te di. Ay, 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 ay. Mi casa no es su casa. Y entonces, ¿qué hiciste de mí, corazón de melón? Mi casa no es su casa. Por la esquina del barrio te vi y lloré. Ay, cómo sufrí. Mi casa no es su casa. Fuera de mi vida, fuera de mi alma. Vaya. Para papá tweede, para papá toalla, para papá tweede. Ship to do, and dip to do. Para papá tweede, para papá para papá tweede. One more time, one more time. Para papá tweede, para papá toalla, para papá tweede. Ship to do, to do. Para papá tweede, para papá para papá tweede. Ho! Ow! 1, 2, 1, 2. When our love nights were all to see, from here and now to eternity, a Spanish goodbye can last forever. I walk a mile to the garden gate, where you know I will wait. A Spanish goodbye can last forever. Hold me close and hold me long till the sun has set and gone. We will find the coming dawn, bringing happiness and song, from falling leaves to the break of spring, and the joy that our love can bring. A Spanish goodbye can last forever. Hold me close and hold me long till the sun has set and gone. We will find the coming dawn, bringing happiness and song, when all the words have been said and done, and many kisses for everyone. A Spanish goodbye can last forever. A Spanish goodbye can last forever. A Spanish goodbye can last forever. When you get old, nobody cares. When you get old, the world is gray. Christmas is boring, all the adoring. Another sweater made of wool, isn't life cruel? If you are rich, they want your gold, and if you're poor, they want you cold. Voices are calling, everything's falling. Is the grace of growing old a stupid story? Only memories stay young. You were here and life was fun. You took my hand into the last dance, my love. The twilight, my love, is gone.
One of the things I used to like about seeing Cecilia Noel, that's you by the way, and the Wild Clams
That was me.
at the Baked Potato in the 90s was how skilled you were at leading the band. So I was always curious about that. Tell me about Don Carlo Bersha.
The famous orchestra that play all those incredible weddings and events. And he took a look at me and said, yeah, can you sing I Will Survive? And
The hits of the day.
the hits of the day, yes. And I observed how he led the band. I had always wanted to lead a band, and this band was a 22-piece orchestra.
I mean, your band didn't have that many, there weren't that many less musicians. There was 16 or 17 people
Yeah,
at the Baked
yeah.
Potato. But that's what I always noticed was your ability to, no matter who was doing what, no matter who was playing a solo or jamming, you would
Yeah.
bring them back to
Yeah.
the core of the song. It was a remarkable skill, I always thought.
Well, first of all, I'm from Peru. I come from the coast. The first music that I was listening to on the streets, right, was the box, was tamales, you know, the cajon, the 6/8, the 12/8 rhythms, rapa, katakata, can, porrancan, takatakan, ta, you know, and that was really, and that sound with the cajon and the congas, because usually the tamal lady had those two instruments with, you know, her kids usually would play them. That was the basics for my music. Also, my mother and my father were into jazz. They liked Dean Martin, you know, they like that kind of pop jazz, the light, Frank Sinatra. But that also mixed with Tito Puente, Perez Prado, was like a concoction of things that I would put in a pot and stir. And then I moved to New York. That was how I could see myself mixing my roots with rock, jazz, and funk.
And you completed that in Los Angeles, really.
Yes, but before I left New York City, I came across a CD called Ancestros 2 by a band called Synthesis from Cuba, led by the fabulous Carlos Alfonso. So I started learning Afro-Cuban music, and that was powerful.
Do you remember where you were when you wrote, for example, Don't Tell Nobody? Where were you when you wrote that song?
I was in Lake Tahoe. So, you know, they had to do a little festival over there, and I was laying on my bed in the morning, and I was thinking about what songs and what subjects to write, and I all of a sudden thought of what my mom used to tell me: better to shut up than later to feel regrets. Enjoy your silence. There'll be a reward for every word you won't say.
That is brilliant, and it's also so true.
It is true. She always spoke the truth. Menina Pereira.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your life and struggle to learn to feed your mind and body. You sure and trust, but don't give it all too fast. Don't tell nobody. So easily words can be spoken. A vow and a promise in seconds be broken. Reserve your comment if you're caught in aggravation. Don't let the rage control the situation. Better to shut up than later to feel regrets. Enjoy your silence. There'll be a reward for every word you won't say. Oh, no, don't tell nobody. No, 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 don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. No, 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 don't tell nobody, nobody. No, no se lo digas a quién. No se lo digas a nadie. No, no se lo digas. No se lo digas a nadie. Some People afraid of emotions are eager to fight, creating commotion. They try to ruin your life and laugh at your frustration. But don't give up, don't let it go hurt you. Sooner or later, the truth will speak for itself. Enjoy your silence. There'll be a reward for every word you won't say. Oh! Don't tell nobody. Hey, don't tell nobody. No, don't tell nobody, nobody. No se lo, no. Pero que a nadie, no se lo digas a nadie. Y dice así, ¡ay! Mamacita linda, que estás conmigo todos los días. Tú sabes que te amo y te quiero. Vaya. Dímelo con cojones. You love your life and struggle to learn to feel your mind and body. You get the body to share and trust, but don't give it all too fast. Don't tell nobody. No, don't tell nobody, nobody. No se lo. Ay, mamá buena, no se lo digas. No, pero que a nadie. No se lo digas. No se lo digas. Esa clave, vamos Betina. Eso. Epa. Vamos, esa cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow! Yeah! Qué rico. Ajá. ¡Que leote! ¡Vamos a hacer 6x8! ¡Eso! ¡Exacta! ¡Eso! ¡Toma! ¡Eso! ¡Viene Eric! 1, 2. ¡Arriba Alianza! Y dice, uy, yo ya me curé, I already killed myself from the misery and pain. No se lo digas al rey. Because I love you so, because I love you. Don't tell nobody. Acompáñame, que tu amor es mi querer. Ajá. Ven, verás un porurururururu. No digas a ver, no digas a ver. Don't tell all your secrets, keep it easy on yourself. Ay, no. Don't tell my friend. There'll be a reward for every word you won't say. Woo!
Jimmy Earl always used to tell me that, who obviously played bass with you for years, that he one of his favorite songs was 9069.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that it was one of Jimmy Earl's favorite.
Where and when were you when you wrote that song?
I was here in LA.
You already moved.
And I had already moved to West Hills, and I was in my bedroom thinking about my sister Bettina and myself in New York City in 1985. That's exactly what it was. And we were two beautiful little girls, eager for fun and
It's quite a naughty song, isn't
it's
it?
a naughty song. We were naughty, like all girls when you are 20, in your 20s. We were naughty, and she was the naughtiest. But she was the queen at that time, and I was the princess, and she led the way. And she was very certain of herself and a great dancer. And the song was written, inspired by Bettina.
You saw her, she just turned 16. She looked like an angel from Spanish TV. No need to hold back, it was written on those and their eyes. She worked waiting tables at Always Hotel. She noticed you're famous, your name rings a bell. I stole her heart and the promise of tickets if she would stop by at night. She said, what's that number? 969. What's your number? 969. Say, baby, what's that number? 969. One more time. 969. She knocked 2, 3 clave and ordered champagne. She's ready to party, don't wanna behave. She bends for her glass and you're melting for those tender thighs. She show you the meaning of last night for play. She acts with experience, you want her to stay. Her mouth on your skin, drawing pictures of rivers from dark until morning light. She said, what's that number? What's your number? 969. What's that number? 969. One more time. 969. Hoi! Bettina, the queen of the boogaloo, will show you how to rock the world with her little fingers. Rakatakata, rakatakata, rakatakata.
when I eavesdrop and listen to you talk to your musicians,
Yeah.
and about a merengue feel or a mambo or a bolero, I'm fascinated because it's not something that I really grew up knowing about. And you have a song that you wrote called Bolero de Salon, for example.
Mm-hmm.
What's the history of the bolero?
This song, Bolero, is dedicated to my father.
It is.
Yeah, I wrote it thinking my father singing to my mother at a bar after having a whiskey on the rocks, his favorite, and singing to my mom. And it's a little bit of an apology, but it's someone that is leaving. It's leaving you.
The original music being played for people who danced? Were there
Like-
specific dances that people...
Oh, absolutely. In ballroom dance, there
Yeah.
is bolero and
Yeah.
there is rumba.
Yeah.
And you know, the rumba in ballroom is slower. It's a very sensuous and very hip oriented, elaborate hip movement. And
Now let me ask you this.
yeah,
Was your father Teodoro, was he an expert in the rumba?
oh, Teodoro Noel Moral was not only an expert in the bolero and the rumba, but also in the marinera and the tango. Did you hear that?
Intento resumir una historia que viví, que me suena a bolero de salón, y llevo en mi interior el castigo del amor y el recuerdo que se mezcla en el alcohol. Yo quise disfrazar la mentira y continuar siendo tuya cuando no era la verdad. Su cuerpo y su calor devolvieron la pasión que ya muerta ya no existe entre los dos. Prisionera del engaño y de la pena, no te quiero ver llorar, mi condena. Tú te mereces la felicidad, la que al principio pudimos hallar, pero ahora nada queda. No vayas a pensar que fue en vano y olvidar que lo nuestro fue un romance sin igual. Me voy, pero tu amor quedará en mi corazón hasta el día en que llegue mi final. Oh, lo, 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 prisionera del engaño y de la pena, no te quiero ver llorar, mi condena. Tú te mereces la felicidad, la que al principio pudimos hallar, pero ahora nada queda. No vayas a pensar que fue en vano y olvidar que lo nuestro fue un romance sin igual. Me voy, pero tu amor quedará en mi corazón hasta el día que me muera de dolor.
So going forward a few years quite a few years. When you were diagnosed with lupus, did it explain a few things as to why you were feeling a certain way? Because you didn't really realize. A lot of people think that you have unbounded energy, and
You mean like this?
yes, and yeah, and they don't know how I can live with you. They imagine that every day you're wandering around doing that. Would you like some tea?
Oh. But you know, I am like that a little
Yeah,
bit.
but you
A
are
little
like that.
bit, a little
But I
bit.
noticed that you have, sometimes you would pass out. What effect did being diagnosed with lupus have on your ability to, say, write or perform? Or did it change the way you thought about writing songs?
I've been so tired lately. You're talking about that
Right.
song. Oh, well, that's the song that tells about my feelings, also physical. But physical to a point that it's lupus. Sometimes the pain of lupus that lupus brings is so bad that it affects you mentally, and you also take a few drugs, you know, and it faces you with mortality. It faces you with your fears and demons, and a way of making peace with you, not peace with your demons exactly, make friends with your demons. Why not? Welcome them and say, okay, how can we work this out? And the wolf, my lupus, came in my opium dreams and told me, to complete the cycle of healing, you have to start dancing again. And I started dancing with my friend Kate.
I remember.
She was here and she was helping me, and she picked me up from the couch and put me in the big car and drove me downtown to take my first class with Benjamin Allen.
Yeah, I remember.
I love them. Oh, such an emotional time. It was hard. It was hard.
You could only eat watermelon.
I could only eat watermelon for like 2 months.
It's crazy.
Hope to get my story told. The play, the plot, the song and the dance, the dreams that I have fading from my mind. But it's late, look at the time. Laugh at the fears I have and make amends. Forget the past of demons and masks hiding from the light. Time has come to get up and fight them. But I've been so tired lately. I've been so trust and relax the mind. The wolf inside waits for the chance to find a way out, like a butterfly flying high where no one can find us. But I've been so tired lately. The sun, it brings me down. And the moon makes me crazy. what went wrong. Taking the wheel, I'm now on my own. This time is mine. I know my love will last, strong and more forever, until the end of time. To relax the mind, the wolf inside waits for the chance to find our way out, like a butterfly flying high where no one can find us. But I've been so tired lately. The sun, it brings me down. And the moon makes me crazy. I've been so tired lately.
And you sang for many years in New York at places like the Rainbow Room and lots of famous places. But then you made the transition from singing songs to being an interpretive singer to writing songs. So what prompted you to think, okay, now I'm going to start to try and write songs? Do you remember?
Yes. In 1987, I met Tris in Bowdoin, in Puerto Rico. Me and Bettina had flown to San Juan to meet some other friends. You know, Kenny Loggins was playing that night at this theater where I danced with Menudo, Bellas Artes. So we sneak into this, you know, backstage because I knew that concert had started already. And the manager came to us, no, they're not our guests. And they were about to turn us back when Tris came out of the stage while Kenny Loggins was doing an acoustic section of the show, you know, a little part. And he said, no, they're my friends. They're my friends. We, of course, you know, our mini skirts were around here, our minis, and very long hair. We were quite cute. And we got in there and we watched the show and we became friends with Tris. And later, you know, I developed a relationship with him and married him. But meeting them, going to Puerto Rico and going to that theater and seeing that band and listening to Kenny Loggins, it did something on me of saying,
I can do that.
I think that this is my next step. If I want to become what I think I could develop, if I want to develop something different
Than being an interpretive singer.
than being just one person that interprets, which is nothing wrong, but I don't have those pipes of, you know, an incredible interpreter. But I wanted to create something original. And I think I had the mixture of cultures with Peru at that time and Puerto Rico because of New York City and my involvement with salsa music and Willie Colon and those guys and Tito to create my own mixture of Latin that would be slightly different than salsa and Afro-Caribbean. You know, I thought, you know, I have something to say with the cajon peruano. And that's when I started writing things like Till the Sun Go Down.
¡Ay! ¡Será Braulio! ¿Quién me llama? ¡Ay! ¡Tamale! ¡Rico tamale! ¡Ah! A Cecilia la llaman los cueros. A Cecilia la llaman los cueros. ¡And there I go! ¡Ja! ¡Eso! ¡Qué rico! Ese es mi barrio. till the very end. He needs some loving, he wants that now. He wants to shake it till the sun go down. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Oh, oh. Yeah. Lions roaring, he calls my name. He wants to whip it till the very end. Needs some loving, he wants that now. He wants to shake it till the sun go down. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. ¡Uja! Ahí nada más. Eso. 1, 2. Dancing till the sun goes down. I almost hear the crowd singing. Drums are calling to a day of glory. Emakuyeye, emakuyaya. Cantos de la libertad al son del alcatraz. Dicen en la selva, en la costa y sierra. Emakuyeye, emakuyaya. Eso. Vamos, Eric. Eso. Llévame a Pucallpa también. Opa. Lion smiling, boy, I say yes. He lights a candle to start with the dance. I shake my body, he wonders how. He tried to burn it till the sun go down. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Ajá. ¡Vamos, Braulio! 1, 2. Dance until the sun goes down. I almost hear the crowd singing. Drums are calling to a day of glory. Emakuyeye, emakuyaya. Cantos de la libertad al son del alcatraz. Dicen en la selva, en la costa y sierra. Emakuyeye, emakuyaya. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Ríe, vive. Hey, yeah. Until the sun go down. Hey, yeah.
El ayahuasca, o sea, el ayahuasca.
Está bien, ¿no?
Me encantó.
And so when you moved from New York, because you got a production deal from
Hilton Rosenthal.
Rosenthal.
Yeah, I got a call from Tom Regis one morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, because he was in LA. Tom Regis was a great guy that I had been working in New York singing his original songs. I was one of the singers that he used to record demos. And then he moved to LA. I didn't know about it. And one morning that I was at 2 o'clock, I had to go to the airport to take a plane to meet Tris to go to Hawaii and Guam. That morning at 8 in the morning, I got a phone call from Tom Regis. And he said to me, Cecilia, I work with Hilton Rosenthal. I want to know if you would like to come for an audition, because we're looking for a Latin singer that can write her own songs.
Uh-huh.
And I said, me? And that's when I went into the bathroom out of fear and started, Señor, tráeme la lluvia. With the rain falling. I remember I was taking a shower, but also it was raining outside. And I was like, oh my God, what can I sing about? And then I thought, well, remember where you come from your beautiful country of Peru? And you have friends in the mountains, and you have friends in everywhere that sometimes pray for things to be better, especially women that have children and they can't feed them, or they think they worry. I remember my mother had 8 children. So the first 6, she had to work. She had to create work to feed those 6 children. So I thought it was a combination of my fear, Peru, my people from Peru, from the Andes, my friend Miguelina from Cusco, my mother, and that request came from me, Señor.
For the request for the simplest but the most important thing.
Yeah, from the simplest, please send me the water so the land can grow. My simple words, I was just starting to write in English too. So imagine, for me, to write in another language was quite an adventure.
Piedad por mi pueblo, por el alma de él. Abre nuestro cielo y déjalo llover, para que mis hijos tengan que comer. Abre nuestro cielo y déjalo llover. Señor, mándame lluvia. Donde lerere yararum dere, donde lerere yara, donde lerere yararum dere, donde lerere yara. she'll be saying, mercy on my people, mercy on my soul. Please send me the water, let the rains fall me to feed the children, got to wash the clothes. Please send me the water so the land can grow. Mercy on my people, mercy on my soul. Please send me the water, let the rains fall me to feed the children, got to wash the clothes. Please send me the water so the land can grow. Mercy on my people, mercy on my soul. Please send me the water, let the rains fall me to feed the children, got to wash their clothes. Please send me the water so the land can grow. Mercy on my people, mercy on my soul. Please send me the water, let the rains fall me to feed the children, got to wash their clothes. Please send me the water so the land can grow. Mercy, mercy on my soul, mercy on my soul. We will make
Thank you! This has been an incredible, crazy experience doing this session here in the studio. Safe, everyone in the room, distance, from all over the world, people have participated. I love you all. This brings us together. Thanks. I will see you very soon. Don't forget to watch the credits. Your name will probably be in it. And listen to my new single, Famosa en el Barrio. Famous in my neighborhood. I love you. Peace and love. Be safe.
Famosa en el barrio, famosa en el barrio, y puede
hacer su walking, hacer su talking, hacer su ringing y su mandinging. I always want the highest prize. The crown was laid, but I've forgotten why. I always knew I had to dance and sing the mambo, so I took my chance. Mambo.
famosa en el barrio,
Famous in my neighborhood.
famosa en el barrio,
Famous in my neighborhood.
She's the reason the people follow and all of the fellas holler, cause they love the way she do with the musical magic mama from Topanga to Cuba to worldwide. When they hear the music, it's like she casts a spell and everybody starts
Hacer
to
su
move it.
walking, hacer su talking, hacer su ringing y su mandinging. I walk around my paradise, I kiss the ground, I throw the dice. So come with me, take my advice, and do the mambo with a little spice. Ow! bailar mi mambo.